Hi Libra, this is Carrie Mubarak at wooingnature.life. Welcome to November. This is your November reading. We are almost finished with 2020. Now, this was something that we all wondered if we were going to make it through, but if you're watching this video, then you know that you have made it through. And you should pat yourself on the back and give praises to the Most High because you are still in this game. So, having said that, preparation is the key. Good coaching is the key. Knowing your teammates, who's on your team, and working with your team is going to be of significant importance as we are moving into 2020, 2021. Right now, it is fall. It's the fall season. It is the time when we are collectively waning and when we are releasing and letting go of anything that no longer serves us or that we don't need anymore in order to move forward so that we can open ourselves to something else to come in. And that's what it's all about. So today, I'm going to be reading from one of my tried and true decks, The Sacred Rebels by Alana Fairchild. I'm just pulling one card from that deck. And then we're going to look at who's coming towards you, but we're going to look at who they are in terms of their animal spirit. So we're going to use the Animal Spirit Oracle by Colette Baron Reed and Jenna De La Guartalia for that. And then for your tarot section of the reading, which is where I go to for details, I'll be reading from the Zillich Tarot. This is a beautiful deck by Christine Zillich, watercolor. Christine Zillich's watercolor painting. So if you want to look at this whole deck, you can check out the art of the deck on this same channel, and this is one of the featured decks for that particular stream. All right, so without further delay, I am going to get into your November reading, Libra. And again, we're just looking for a message for our Libra spirits. I just want to stop and thank my ancestors, my spirit guides, all of those who look out for me, protect me, and who guide the nature of these readings. I just ask to remove myself and bring the spirit forward so that the message can come through clearly and without bias. Exactly what Libra needs to know. So it says visions of life beyond death. Visions of life beyond death. Now, death, when it comes to tarot or anything of a spiritual nature, is not about physical death. It's more about a transformation, or it's a death that needs to happen, the death of something. It could be a trait, a personality type. It could be a habit. It could be a behavior, something in your mind that keeps coming up that needs to go away, that needs to just die so that something else in you can live and live more freely. So I'm seeing here a spider web, and the spider webs have been really talking to me lately. I know that probably sounds strange to some of you, but when you are connected to nature, then nature will communicate with you, and it will give you certain messages, and those are symbolic messages. So I'm seeing the spider web here as a symbolic message to you of your connections, making sure that you're paying attention to those. If there's any connections that now need to be done away with, connections that may be dragging you down or maybe hindering you in some way, it may be time to move on from that. But the main thing is just to pay attention to those connections. I also see the crow here. The crow is a law keeper, and or is symbolic of the law, spiritual law in particular. So when it comes to seeing yourself beyond what you normally see or beyond what is evident to you, then know that there is a greater spiritual law that's governing this, and that's governing you, and that's governing the timing for these things to happen. I'm also seeing the peacock feathers here. This is significant to Oshun. It's also associated with the all-seeing eye. And it's also associated with the peacock bird. So if you are interested in totems, or if you're interested in the animal spirits, this would be another totem for you to pay attention to. Lots of them here in this card. We have the owl, the peacock, and the crow. So if those animals, if any of those animals feels significant to you, or if you're noticing some of those animals, that I named, if they're showing up for you in your waking life, as I said, then pay attention to that, because that's important. This card comes in with the number 44. The 44 is a spiritual building number. If you want to think about the architect, or becoming an architect of your own future, of your own reality, then 44 is that number. So I'm going to be reading, I'll read from Colette Baron Reed's, I'm sorry, from Alana Fairchild's text. All right. Sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. What was once considered consequential may soon be found to hold consequence after all. Hold on one second. I'm going to grab my water and I'll be right back. Okay, I was feeling a mite bit parched. All right, so back to the lecture at hand. It says, what was once dismissed as irritation or irrelevance may be seen to have great spiritual significance. As mundane as something once appeared, it could now be worthy of absolute attention. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of the universal creator. This is sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more open you are to receiving true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within and around you. Something may appear to change form, to be shed, to be lost, or to die, but there is love within it always. This realization doesn't remove the pain or loss. It does provide a way through which it can be healed and eventually transformed into peace. See, this is what we're talking about the death. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else possibly can. If you have been wondering about your life path, or whether you should take action on a project, or you need inspiration to really move you out of a slump you have fallen into, then this oracle brings you a message of hope. You will receive your vision. You will be graced with a way out of the stagnancy, and you will be able to see things differently and more accurately. Any confusion or uncertainty that you have felt is going to pass, and you will be left with clear insight. All right, so good message for you, Libra. Good starting point for this reading, and we are going to go right into who's coming towards you in November. So who's coming into the lives of my Libra compatriots in the month of November? We're looking for those spirited people. We're looking for the animal counterparts, or the animal symbols for these people that are coming in, and any insight that you may have in relationship to their movements and their significance in Libra's life. All right. So let's see. All right, we've got the snake spirits. Now, I know that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows for people, because some people don't like a snake. But snake spirits have a number of different qualities. So that means, Libra, you're going to have to be discerning. First of all, when everybody thinks of a snake, they think of somebody who's sideways, who comes around the back, who you can't trust, somebody who's dangerous or who's slick, or something of that nature. But if we go into our indigenous teachings, and if we go to the teachings of those people who are of the earth, they associate snakes with healing. And so for those of you who are in the medical profession, you know that the caduceus is two snakes that are wound around a pole representing DNA. So snakes also represent healing. They also represent shedding. So again, when we're talking about death and getting rid of things, or going back to visions of life beyond death, then the snake can be a significant symbol of you shedding an old skin and renewing another. Now, these are the people that are coming into your life. So you have to look and see whether these people are people to be trusted or people that you don't feel like you can trust, or it could be people that actually mean you well or could help you in some way in terms of your healing process. So pay attention to your snake spirits. Snakes are very powerful totems because of their longevity on planet Earth. Reptilian, any kind of reptiles. And there's certain animals that have been here since before the Ice Age. And so when you think about animals like that, you also think about longevity and their ability to adapt and survive. So I've been pulling 3 cards from this deck for everybody. All right, so we've got the brown bear spirit, another symbol of healing. Here is the brown bear. Brown bears, or bears in general, are associated with healing. They're also associated with hibernation, going in, and they're also known for their integrity. So wherever you may notice a bear or pay attention to bear, you'll want to keep that in mind. So the bear, both for the bear and for the snake and any other animal that presents itself today in today's reading, please go and look these animals up, learn about their habitat, mating habits, predators, prey, and other little nuances about the animal that will help you understand the people that are coming towards you. So we're looking at healer spirits. And I feel like both in the snake, you may find some healers in the snake clan, and you'll also feel or sense them there with the brown bears as well. Very, very powerful. And then we have spider spirits. Again, remember I told you about that spider web, and that spider web is communicating to you. Spiders represent the ability to create a web, to create connections. It connects. And that connection is very strong. The spider also walks with the number 8. So for those of you who are trying to manifest something specific, the spider is a good animal to connect to and associate with. So spider people are usually connected, or they may be good connecting points for you. So you'll be connecting the dots in November with these people. So be on the lookout for snake spirits, bear spirits, and then finally your spider spirited people. And that should be very interesting for you. I think that both of these are going to be really good connections for you. Might need to use a little discernment with this one, but don't let the idea of the snake or your fear of the snake prevent you from really seeing the power that lies behind the animal itself. Okay? All right, so finally we're moving right on to the Zillich Tarot. I love Zillich, or I love to do the tarot last because this is where I get all my details from. So some of the other messages may be just inspirational for you or something to think about, but the tarot is where I go to really find out what's going on and see where it leads. All right, so we're just looking at details for my Libra compatriots here on this line. Spirit, you know who will be hearing, seeing, and connecting here. So we just ask for those messages to be directed toward those that you know that need it. All right, so the first card out, perfect for you. First card out and perfect for you is Temperance. Temperance is a specific type of balance. It's a certain kind of balance. It's when you are pouring into yourself and you are replenishing yourself, and that is happening for you. So I want you to take some time out during the month of November and pour into yourself, because that's going to bring a certain level of balance that you're needing right now. It's not about being fed from others, or it's not about somebody else, what they think about you or something like that. It really is about you being able to pour into yourself. We have the 3 of Cups in reverse. This card represents abundance in this deck. I am seeing a connection between you and another person, or being able to connect to another person, and that being a way to connect to that which is available to you. But I'm also seeing, by it being in reverse, that maybe that hasn't happened for you yet. I'm also seeing this card, which is the Ten of Cups. It is also in reverse. And I'm also seeing this partner here behind you, Libra, or underneath you somewhere. So I'm seeing that there's a partnership available, but for some reason it's not manifesting itself, or either you're not seeing it, or you're not in a position to receive it. And that could very well be because you're still making this transition, right? Excuse me. You're still making this transition. And while you're still making the transition, if there's things that you haven't gotten rid of, or things that you haven't removed, then that may be the impetus for the situation that you got going on. Okay, so then we have the devil showing up on the scene. This is to me, this devil is such a distractionary character right here. The devil looks different in different decks, but for some reason in this deck, he's really a distraction. So you got to watch your distractions. You got to watch the things or the situations that are preventing you from being in this place, and that are also keeping your eyes off of what could potentially be a great relationship for you, or a great opportunity for a relationship to help you build yourself. Now, I know with this card, we talked about pouring into yourself. And then I think it's interesting that that's juxtaposition with these relationships here. But I think that the thing is that you may be trying to reach for a relationship before you're really ready. And this part has to happen first before any of that happens. That, and removing some of the distractions out of your life. And the best way to know that is for you to feed into yourself. So this card to me represents somebody who's cutting through the dark, cutting through the bullshit, cutting through the caca, the things that are getting in your way. So it's calling on you to bring your warrior spirit to the table, in the form of your thoughts, your thinking, thinking on top of your feet, speaking your truth instead of allowing other people to tell you all manner of lies and stuff. And then we have the Justice card in here in reverse, which to me is, this Justice card is not justice. It's actually the Judgment card for those of you who are into tarot. But in this deck, the Justice card is the Judgment, and adjustment is justice. So just, ignore that part, and let's just look at the image here. And the image is about you coming into the light. It's about shedding the shadow part. See that shadow part under there? So it's about you shedding the shadow, or cutting through that part of yourself. So there's some self-examination that's needed right now, Libra, and it has to do with you and a significant other, or significant others in general. So you really got to do some self-examination around that so that it can improve your relationships. So I'm feeling like this transformation that's happening is really going to have an effect on the relationships that you're building, or the relationships that you already have. All right, and there's the Queen of Cups. She's showing love. She's giving love. She is comfortable with herself. She's comfortable with all aspects of herself, including these shadow areas that she's gotten a handle on here. She's able to organize her situation, put some parameters and some boundaries around the way that she expresses her love. And then she's also able to be fluid in that and content in that. And I think that that's really where you want to be, Libra. I'm really seeing Libra energy in this card, which is not, it's not normally what you see or what you think of with the Queen of Cups. We usually associate Queen of Cups with water signs, but today I'm really seeing that Libra energy come out, actually with a little fire behind it. So it's sharing your particular brand of love. And then there we come in with the Justice, or the adjustment. Now for me, the adjustment is about atonement. It's about alignment. It's about balancing. It's about balancing again. There you go with your scales right here. This is a way of balancing as well. And in order for you to bring yourself back to balance, you've got to deal with these shadow issues and these shadow sides. Whatever it is preventing you from making a connection with a significant other, a love relationship in particular. It's not that somebody can't be there to support your biggest dreams. Somebody can be there to support you and your biggest dreams. But right now it just looks like there's something getting in the way and distracting you from retaining that goal or keeping that goal for yourself. And I feel like it is a goal for you, Libra. After all, you all do rule the 7th house. And the 7th house is about partnerships. Hold on. All right, so I have you here just moving through some difficulties, moving through some last minute details, some things that may be trying to tangle you up. I am seeing the devil card here in association with this. The 2 of Discs represents change, being willing to change, being open to change. And the main change for me and you in this reading is really about, this. It's really about making that transformation, and it's really about moving beyond what is currently happening or what has been a habit up until this point and into something else that's a little more suitable to your current needs. And things have changed. Things have changed significantly since last month or month before last or since March. And so now you are reassessing your values, you're reassessing what you want, you're reassessing what's important. And if you haven't done that in light of everything that's going on, please do it now. I would say so. All right, so we have these last 2 cards coming in. One is an Ace of Swords in reverse, and the other one is the 7 of Cups. And I'm seeing for you, Libra, that this is about you being able to truly stand up and bring your full self forward and not have anybody overpower or overshadow you or trying to bring you down. I feel like that's, again, that devil energy. Whatever it is preventing you from speaking your truth and honoring yourself and your values and your truth in any situation. So this is about speaking up. This is about letting your thoughts be known, your opinion be known, not backing down, letting your voice be in its full, acting in its full regalia, for lack of a better word there. You should be operating in your full regalia. And I think that when you are, then you're going to end up attracting the right energy and the right person towards you. Now, that's something that I like to tell people who are dealing with relationship issues. When you are good with you, when you are acting in your right frequency, when you are in alignment, when you are pouring into yourself, when you are acting as your full 100% self in that moment, in that time, because we're always evolving, so things are going to change. But when you are good with you, then you have a tendency to draw to you the right people for teaching, for loving, for connecting, for friendship. You really will draw those people for you for that period of time. So if you're feeling without, lonely, etc., you don't have the right person, you don't have the right mate, you don't have the right partner, then it is time for this work right here to be done. It is time for the releasing of the shadow to happen. It's time for you to deal with the aspects of yourself that you're not happy with and cut right to cue with that. And that's going to open you up to be able to receive those individuals that are going to be best for you at the time, partnerships included. All right, so what else do we have for Libras for the month of November? Other good messages for Libra moving into the month of November. All right, Libra, that looks like that's a wrap. So you all are the last video for the month of November. If you would like to take a deeper dive, you know where to find me. You can find all of that information in the description box below. You can also reach out to me through the comments or through this channel. Please find us and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and right here on YouTube. As always, I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a wonderful November, and I hope you're having a fabulous life.